5 quick ways to generate income from property, whether you are a first-time buyer or an existing homeowner who just wants to know how to control other people's properties and earn income from it. Luis Nyesa here from Frontline Wealth Solutions. Would you agree with me that the pandemic has made people to think outside of the box? And would you also agree that it has made things hard for some people, like homeowners, landlords, maybe tenants? But it has also created great opportunities for people to earn money from property. And that is why today I have chosen to share with you 5 ways to generate income from property, whether you are a first-time buyer or an existing homeowner. You see, the thing is, many people want to get into property, but they cannot because they think that they must buy and hold property and own it. But you must not buy and own property before earning money or profit from it. And even when they have bought the properties, they struggle to pay off the mortgage month after month, which is like pouring water into a full glass of water. And in many cases and places each year, your property grows in value. That means that when you buy a property, for example, for £150,000 in 5 years, you could sell the property for about £250,000, depending on how much you purchase the property anyway. So that £50,000 plus maybe 5 or 25% of that money, that is what we call equity. And that is why the first way to make money from property is going to be equity release. Are you already a homeowner paying your mortgage for years? Then the chances are that you have already earned a lot and your house has grown in value, and you're probably sitting in investable capital which you could use to buy another property. In this case, the second property which you will buy with that equity is going to be a buy to let property, where you will put tenants in that property and they will pay enough rent for that property so that you can have a surplus to pay off your mortgage that has now probably increased. But there's good news. Note that the value of the 2 properties will continue to rise. So instead of 1 equity, you now have 2 equities. And instead of 1 property, you now have 2 properties. And you can repeat this every 5 to 10 years. And that is how you can easily buy 4 properties within a very short space of time. So check my video on how to safely release equity from your property though. And for the first-time buyers, those who do not yet have a property or equity, of course, you can still earn a lot of money from a buy-to-let property like what I do. How can you buy this? How can you do this? You can either sell all the liabilities that you have, all the jewelry, all the books, the clothes, the old shoes, the bags, all that stuff which we accumulate over the years. Or, you can get all this money, or maybe talk to people you know, like and trust, get money from them, put all that money together and buy a property with. You then raise the value of the property and rent it out. You then can use the profit from that property to pay back those people you know, like and trust, and give them some interest. I'm sure they will come back to hand you that money to buy more properties. You will then rent the house out to tenants who will pay you some rent. The extra from there becomes your income. Check my upcoming videos on how to add value to your properties so you can get enough profit to share between yourself and those people. Third one is rent to rent, a strategy which is used so profitably, and I have used it profitably to provide solutions to landlords. Landlords who want to rent their properties, sometimes they can hand the property to you, and you can rent this property out to people room by room. In this case, you register as a corporate company and you manage the house like a landlord. You guarantee the landlord their rent, you take over the management and maintenance of the property, and then let this house out room by room to your tenants. This gives you a higher income from that property, and so once you pay the landlord, the difference that is left becomes your profit. And who would agree with me that there are landlords out there who are happy to receive this type of a solution from you and earn money from it, and there are tenants who would prefer this type of a solution as well. So check out my later video on how to safely invest or use this strategy, becoming a deal technician. During my first 24 months as a property investor, I viewed 528 properties. Yes, extreme. And I gained the nickname Massive Action Taker. And from the 528 properties, 12 offers were accepted. But I couldn't buy all these properties because I didn't have any money. I went to the bank and the banks refused to give me money. I was literally broke. So I passed on some of these properties, some of these deals to my fellow colleagues who had the money at the time. They paid me some money and I used that money to pay for coaching. After that coaching program, I bought my first property. Can you believe this? And then, more good news. I had extra money which I then used to put towards the deposit of my first property. So what if you could learn how to find these deals and nicely package them and hand them to hundreds of people out there who want to buy properties? They have the money, but they don't have the time. By the way, before the last point, if you join our Facebook group and subscribe to our YouTube channel, you will receive more details of the amazing free content that we put out every week. It also tells you the practical ways to implement some of these strategies. So the last one is lease options. This is a strategy which was coined by one of my mentors, Vincent Wong. And this is where you offer services to the landlord to control their property with a view of buying it in the future. There are various ways of doing this, but the simplest way is quite possible. With the pandemic, the government tax laws, and so many other problems, landlords are beginning to be very tired of managing their properties and even wanting to sell them below market value. What you can do is to assist such landlords to take over their mortgages, take over their properties, manage them, and then rent them out yourself. You will arrange a price to pay in the future, maybe 3 to 10 years from now, because here are the benefits. The benefits are that you take over the property and all the problems from the properties from the landlord. You save the landlord some losses, and you also can stop repossessions, and you can purchase the property at a good price in the future from the landlord. And while waiting to buy, you can then rent the property out so you can earn income from that. There are many legal considerations when arranging this type of a deal, which I examine in one of my future videos. So be sure to check again back here for more details on how to carry out this strategy safely. So click below here and join our Facebook group and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you will have the content for free that we churn out every week. And in our Facebook group, actually, we share practical ways of implementing these strategies. So see you there after you click the link below for your practical resources. Stay blessed and be good.